Dear grade 12 students in Qatar Technical School, welcome back to a new English lesson. Our lesson for today is from Unit 6, and this is the first lesson, Systems, Part 1. So please go to your course books, page 46, and let's get started. In this lesson, students will be able to use new vocabulary to answer the questions in the speaking exercise. Dear students, let's begin our lesson now with discussing the important words that we need in our lesson for today. The first word is geothermal, which is relating to the internal heat of the earth. Word number 2, we have power plant, which means a building necessary for the generation of power. Number 3, the word steam. Steam is the water in the form of an invisible gas or vapor. Number 4, generator, which is a machine that converts one form of energy into another. Then we have the word extraction, getting, pulling, or drawing out, usually with a special effort. As you can see here, we have the word reservoir, which is a natural or artificial place where water is collected and stored for use. And finally, we have the word pump down, which means compressing fluids or gases down a pipe. Dear students, after we discussed the important vocabulary, now we will move to the speaking part. In number 2, you are going to prepare a short talk with your group about how the system works. As a step or as a first step, discuss the answers to these questions and make notes. You can make research to find answers to these questions. After that, come back to check your answers. Question number 1, where is the power plant located? The answer, it is located above a layer of very hot rock, 2 to 4,000 meters below the surface. Question number 2, what are the 4 main elements of the power plant? The answer, injection wells, extraction wells, a generator, and a steam separator. Question number 3, what is the minimum distance between the injection and extraction wells? The answer, 500 meters. Number 4, why is there this minimum distance between the injection and the extraction wells? To avoid mixing hot and cold water together in the extraction wells. Number 5, how does the cold water get down to the hot rock layer below the surface? The answer, it's pumped down to the basement rock through the injection wells. Number 6, what causes the fissures to form below the surface? The answer, the force or pressure of the pumped water. Question number 7, how is the reservoir of hot water formed? The answer, the water flows into the fissures and after some time the fissure joins together and create reservoir. Number 8, what forces the hot water to the surface? The answer, the pressure from the pumps above the injection wells, plus the pressure from the high temperature of the fluid in reservoir. Number 9, what equipment enables the hot water to rise to the surface? The answer is the extraction wells or the production wells. Number 10, where does the hot water change into steam? In the extraction wells before it reaches the surface. Number 11, what causes the hot water to change into steam? The answer, the decrease in pressure as the fluid rises. Number 12, what does the steam separate do? The answer, it separates the steam from the water. Before the last, number 13, what happens to the steam on the surface? The answer, it powers the generator. And finally, number 14, after the steam has condensed into water, what happens to the water? It is returned to the reservoir again via the injection wells. Dear students, please, let's now move to exercise number 4. The exercise is to complete these phrases with the words in the box. Then add them to your notes at the appropriate points. Let's read the phrases in the box first. Let's look at, let's move, like to move on to, I'm going to, let's look, aim in this talk, I'd like to thank, and the last one, I'd like. Dear students, read the sentences carefully and try to use the most appropriate phrase to complete the sentence. Then come back to check your answers. Now, let's begin with number 1. My aim in this talk is to explain how geothermal energy works. Number 2. First of all, I'd like to discuss the location of a geothermal power plant. Number 3. Okay, now let's move on to the main elements of the power plant. Number 4. Right. So now I am going to talk to you through the whole process. Number 5. And to begin with, let's look at the injection stage of the process. Number 6. All right. Now I'd like to move on to the extraction stage of the process. Number 7. So finally, let's look at the surface stage of the process. And number 8. Well, I'd like to thank you all for listening. Any questions? Dear students, that was our lesson for today. I hope that you enjoyed it. Now please log on to your Microsoft Teams account and do the short quiz. That's all for today. Goodbye.